Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. We from Group 6 will present material about Affricates and Fricatives by me, Duwi Citra Ningsih, and my partner, Laila Mudrikah. The Affricate sounds. Affricate sounds are produced at points of the organs of speech, namely the alveolar and palatal regions. Their rendition is achieved by placing the tip of the tongue at the alveolar. At the same time, stuck the blade to the palatal regions. This results in their double phonetic representation. Palato-alveolar affricate. The first of this pair is voiceless, and for this will the other is voiced and lineous. They are the two main affricate consonant sounds of English. The first pair is a combination of the voiceless fortis alveolar T and its voiceless fortis but palato-alveolar counterpart. The second pair combines the voiced lineous alveolar D with the voiced lineous palato-alveolar. This is the reason they are described as palato-alveolar consonants. Like the plosive sounds, they completely obstruct or stop the airflow in the oral tract. But unlike the plosive sounds, do not abruptly release the pent-up air with an explosion, but by gentle release. This is why they are called Affricate consonant sounds. CH, TCH, TSNEG, choice, catch, future. When initial, choice, cheese. Medial, occurs, rigid. And final, catch, batch. Categories J, T, DG, TG, DJ, T, T, CH, Alsin, Yos, Charm, Bridge, Suggest, Adjective, Grandeur, Shoulder, Nourish. When initial, Joy, Jam, Medial, Budget, Urgent, and final, Large, Judge. The fricative sounds. The plosive and the affricate sounds are produced with some degrees of stopping. Fricative sounds do not experience such stopping as the articulators involved in producing them do not often make a complete closure against the air which travels to the mouth. Thus, within the little opening between the articulators, the emanating air is allowed to come out of speech with a little sibilant SSS sounds.
F, F, labiodental fricative, just like the pairs before. First of this pair is voiceless and fortis, while the other is voiced and lineous. The main articulators employed to produce these sounds are the lower lip and the upper teeth. This is where they have earned the name labiodental. They are fricatives because, as explained above, there is left a little gap between the lower lip and the upper teeth. It's through this little gap that the air which produces the two sounds pass. F occur as f, f, p, g, as in file, office, philosophy and thought. When initial in file, ponem, in medial affair, organ, and in final staff and puff. F occur as f, p as in Victor of nephew. When initial feign Valentine, in medial avoid reveal, and final starve and path. Dental fricative. The first of this pair is voiceless and fortis, while the other of the pair is voiced and lenis. They are dental sounds because the main organ in their production, apart from the tongue, is the upper teeth. The tongue and the upper teeth pathways vary slightly, allowing the passage of the airstream with just little friction. In order to produce the fricative sounds, th occur as th as in thin and thin when initial throat, and in medical orphan, and in final is blacksmith. J occur as th as in then and them when initial then them, in medical father and within, and in final is with. S alveolar fricative. Like the pairs before, the first of the pair is voiceless and fortis, while the other is voiced and lenis. They are produced with blade of the tongue stuck to the alveolar region, leaving a partial space for the air stream to force out. This is the reason the pair is described as alveolar fricative. S occur as S, X plus K, as in side, mid, side, signs, and legs. When initial, sing, when in medical, respond, the side. When final, loose and legs. Z occur as X, G plus, as in rice, scissors, zinc, frizzle. Example, when initial, zinc and zinc. When medical, lazy, excite. When final, loose and lies. She, z, palato-alveolar fricative. The first of this pair is voiceless and fortis, while the other is voiced and lenis. Also, the sounds are palato-alveolar because there is an articulatory glide from the palatal to the alveolar region made by the tongue, while the tongue sweeps through these regions. It leaves a tiny space for the air to escape, causing a little friction that gives rise to the sounds. She occur as s, such, ch, th, as in sure, mission, shell, schedule, conscience, oceanic, carrots, nation. When initial, salt, sugar. In medical, brochure, assure. In final, fish and wish. Z occur as the, ke as in pleasure, seizure, and genre, when initial genre kikui in medical, visual, and measurement. In final does not occur in most English words. Glottal fricative. This sound is produced at the glottal regions with the characteristic of the fricative sounds. It is a voiceless fortis sound which occurs as h and w, as in how, he, who, and whose. When in the initial position, it occurs as hell and his. At the medical position as perhaps and behind. It does not appear at the final position in English.